Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. This is Truth News. I am Walter Bass, and today we are going to talk about pills prescribed by psychopaths. I'm having a bit of technical difficulties. This is my third attempt to record this. My camera suddenly, all of a sudden, keeps stopping at about the 10 or 15 minute mark, and I try to run 30-minute videos. So I'm going to try to get through this. I'm pretty sure I know what's going on. We all know what happens when you start telling the truth in the United States of America. The intelligence agencies usually start messing with you. I've been down this road for 1,650 days for reporting child sex trafficking and murder of my son by State Judge Kelly Hansen, who is a child serial killer with 16 years worth of victims of children he has kidnapped, raped, tortured, murdered, and sold from Marietta in Riverside County, California. So I will try to get through this video. If it cuts off, I'm just going to publish it when it cuts off, and we will move forward and figure it out. So, pills prescribed by psychopaths. Let's run through a list. Look at all these pills. They try to convince you need all this to be healthy. And all of this is poison. Poison. And by the way, if you see my hands are dirty, I'm still painting 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I'm doing research for these videos, making these videos, advocating to stop the rape, murder, and sale of children by the United States government, the FBI, the CIA, Homeland Security, NSA, ATF, DEA, all of these agencies who are raping, murdering, selling children, lying about it, covering it up. From Riverside County to Romania, everybody knows what's going on, and we're sick of it. I haven't seen or heard from my child since 2021 after serial child killer State Judge Kelly Hansen kidnapped him, stuck his dick in him, and murdered him. That's right. I haven't seen or heard from my dead child, and he's dead, according to Capitol Police Intelligence, and according to Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department's 3rd District, who told me Donald Trump ate my child, which, to be honest with you, I don't find that unbelievable. We are talking about cannibalism of children by the richest, most powerful, elite people in our country, in our society. Yeah, cannibalism. That's where we are in 2026 in the United States of America. So without any further ado, and before I go off on a tirade or a rant about the rape, murder, and sale of children by the United States government while they laugh, mock, and dismiss everyone, call them crazy or, hang them or shoot them with a shotgun, do the things that they do, because God bless America. Let's get into tonight's show. Pills prescribed by psychopath. Bimslex, Ozempic, Hims, Viagra, Blue Chew, Cialis, Adderall, Oxycontin, Xanax, Hydrocodone, Tramadol, GLP-1, Percocet, Valium, Zoloft, Lithium, Prozac, Celexa, Klonopin, Ambien, Seroquel, Zyprexa, Latuda, Avility, Tegretol, Risperdal, Cymbalta, Benperidol, Clozapine, Denzapine, Halidol. Now that's just what I came up with in literally about 15 minutes worth of digging. What sparked this was I was watching YouTube, and on one of the commercials I seen a commercial for one of these pills. It was the Bimslex. And the side effects: suicidal thoughts, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, bleeding from the eyes, ears, nose. And I'm listening to this, and I've heard this for years. For years, these pharmaceutical companies have been pumping poison through Walgreens, CVS. How many Walgreens can you see? I dare you to take a drive 1 mile radius of your house. Tell me how many Walgreens you have. I know I have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 Walgreens within, I'd say, a 2 to 3 mile radius of my house in Oklahoma City. 5 Walgreens. That's not counting the CVS's, the Walmarts, all the other pharmacies. And there are more than 60 antipsychotics in comprehensive medical databases. More than 60 antipsychotics. Now, here's my question. What is wrong that everybody needs these drugs? What happened? Because I remember growing up, the only thing you needed when you went to a doctor was either antibiotic because you had a virus or something, so an antibiotic fight it off, plenty of fluids, rest, diet, and exercise. Diet, exercise, and rest. That was the most commonly prescribed thing by doctors. I remember when I was a kid. Now all of a sudden we got these Jack and the Beanstalk magic pills for everything. For everything. Come in and get a pill. Come in and get a pill. What happened to just taking care of yourself? I mean, what do you think? You get to lay on a couch, eat crap food, not exercise, binge watch TV, and you can just take Ozempic and be beautiful? You think that's how it really works? I mean, is that really what you're thinking? You get to do whatever you want and not face any consequences. And that's the problem with our society. Is people think they get to do whatever they want to themselves and they can go get some plastic surgery, get some liposuction, take some Ozempic, do whatever they want, and everything will be fine. It doesn't work like that. So, diet, exercise, rest, that's the best way to take care of yourself. And if your mental health is off, sit still. Sit still. Don't move your body. Just sit still and calm your mind down. I see these people that are always fidgeting, always moving, can't control their body. And here's the deal. If you can't control your body movements, you definitely cannot control your mind. And in the words of David Goggins, if you don't control your mind and your mind controls you, you're screwed. You are screwed. So, the human body is organic. It's made up of completely natural elements. All of these pills are inorganic. You cannot add an inorganic substance to an organic substance and make it better. Oil and water don't mix. Water's organic, oil is inorganic. You cannot add those two. It don't work. So, pills are for profit by Big Pharma who don't care about your health at all. They don't care about you. They don't care about your health. They want you dumb. They want you fat. They want you addicted. They want you to keep coming back. There's no money in a cure. There's no money in a cure. The real cure is self-control, discipline, and repetition of those two things. Self-control and discipline and repetition. Control what you eat. Repeat every single day. Control it. Eat healthy and do it every single day. Discipline. Go to the gym you ain't even got to go every day. You can go probably 4 days a week and be perfectly fine. I would recommend at least 4 days a week because it's hard. You go 3 days a week, 4 days off. No, I think 4 days a week, 3 days off is a better routine. Me personally, I take 1 day off a week right now. And that's because I have a shoulder injury, I have a hernia, I have some things wrong, and I'm not getting surgery for my hernia. I'm not going to the doctor. I'm going to work through it. It'll heal itself. My body has a natural immune system. My body repairs its health. I'm built that way. I'm designed that way. If I get a cut, I've had cuts. I've almost had this pinky finger when I was in the Union. I almost had it cut off. Luckily, the metal band that did it, hit the bone and stopped it from cutting the tip off. It hit the bone. And it didn't stop bleeding for probably 8 hours. And eventually I had to hold it shut and super glue it to get it to stop bleeding. And then gauze it and tape it. And guess what happened? It healed. It healed. I didn't need stitches. I didn't need to go to the doctor. Granted, if you break a bone, I understand there are situations where you need to go to the doctor. You break a bone, gallbladder surgery, tonsillitis. I get it. I'm not saying the body can heal every single thing that ails it. But I'm saying minor aches and pains, bruises, cuts, scrapes, nicks, scratches. You don't need to run to the doctor every time something little happens to you. Let your body do what it's supposed to do. Let your immune system work. Because the more you add stuff to your immune system, these antibiotics and stuff, the weaker your immune system gets. And that's how you end up with serious health problems. So, and that's what I just covered. I'm going off my notes here that I took. You have an immune system that works if you let your immune system work. There are no cheats to health. There are no cheats to health. You don't get to eat what you want, be lazy, do nothing, and look fabulous. It doesn't work like that. Maybe if you're a teenager, and you got high metabolism, you're still young. I remember when I was a kid, I got to eat everything I wanted. I got to, run around and not sleep right. And I still looked pretty healthy because I was a kid. But as you get older, it doesn't work like that. You got to be mindful of what you put into your body. Believe me. And I can tell if I eat something not healthy or not good, I feel it. My energy level is down. I'm sluggish. My mind is a little foggy. So I try to eat as clean and as healthy as I can every day because I want to feel good every day. That's it. I want to feel good every day. I want to have energy every day. I want to live. I don't want to be a lump on a log feeling like crap every day, complaining about everything. It's bad enough our government is doing this. The world is literally crumbling. We got wars breaking out everywhere. We got all this propaganda. Pedophiles are running the country. Children are being raped, murdered, and sold. Nobody's batting an eyelash. We got girls' schools being bombed in Iran, 155 children killed, and it's no big deal to anybody. I mean, that's all bad enough. Do you really want to, the world is beating you down? You really want to beat yourself down? You want to be hard on yourself? I mean, the least thing you can do is take care of yourself. And if you think about it, if you've ever been in an airplane where it's had turbulence and the oxygen mask dropped from the ceiling, what do they tell you? Put your mask on first before you help somebody else because you got to make sure you can function. So how can you help anybody else? How can you be a member of a community or a society if you're not a properly functioning human being? If you're an addict, if you're an alcoholic, if you got a problem with greed, sex, if you're unhealthy, why are you going to go around trying to act like you can help people? That's another reason I don't trust these doctors. I mean, these doctors, you ought to see them. Some of these people, 300 pounds, they got a Dr. Pepper and a Baby Ruth sitting on their desk, and they're trying to tell me to be healthy. They're trying to tell me what I need to do to be healthy. My blood pressure is 122/86. I go to the gym 6 days a week. I drink protein shakes every morning. I eat chicken every day. Every day, chicken. I eat eggs, a lot of eggs. And this guy's drinking a Dr. Pepper and a Baby Ruth weighing 300 pounds, hadn't seen a gym in who knows how long, and he's going to tell me what I need to do to be healthy. You don't go to bald barbers and you don't go to fat doctors. You don't do it. I don't care what you say. Someone don't have discipline, self-control with their body, probably don't have discipline or self-control with their mind. And I'm not going to listen to somebody just because you memorized a bunch of information in a book. I can read a book. I can read and comprehend. I don't need to go to someone who said, well, I read the medical journal of 2026 and the new recommendation is they added beer to the food pyramid. Dr. Oz added alcohol to the food pyramid. Are you hearing me? They added alcohol saying it's okay to drink alcohol. No, it's not. That's poison. It is fermented fruit. It is bad fruit mixed with a ton of sugar. It is poison. No, alcohol is not okay. So there are no cheats to health. Here's the deal. If you want to be healthy, it's not going to happen overnight. I got to be the bearer of bad news. I've been doing this 8 years with the gym 6 and 7 days a week. There was a time during COVID, I was doing 2 and 3 workouts a day, running every day, nonstop. It takes 21 years to be 21 years old. And if you're out of shape, it's going to take a while to get back in shape. But it happens a little every single day. If you don't believe me, listen to David Goggins. He was over 300 pounds, not once, but twice in his life. He was more than 300 pounds. And both times he brought himself back to very healthy status. So I love David Goggins. I think he's, he's got a good story. He's a good motivational speaker. And I know I've listened to him for probably 6 years. Every morning before I go to the gym, on the way to the gym, I'm listening to a motivational video. And it's usually comprised of Jocko Willink, Andy Frisella, Joe Rogan, David Goggins. Sometimes Mel Robbins will be in there. Sometimes Tony Robbins will be in there. Um, Coach Payne, Marcus Allen. So many people I listen to every single day on my way to the gym to get mentally prepared. Mentally. And that's what a lot of this stuff is, believe it or not. When they say mind over matter, it really is mind over matter. Because I'll tell you, the last 2 days here in Oklahoma, it has been freezing cold. We've been in like the 20s in the mornings when I get up at 5 o'clock to go to the gym. Yeah, and I don't want to get up and get out in the cold and go to the gym, but guess what I do? Get up, get out in the cold, and go to the gym. Because I know if I don't, I'm going to feel like crap. See, here's the two options when it comes to health. You can feel good now and feel like crap later, or you can do what you got to do now and, will yourself to do it. And you might feel like crap and don't feel good at first, but you will leave the gym feeling better. I promise you, I have never left the gym and said that was stupid. Wish I hadn't have done that. Never. Never in my life. So, and I'm making this video. We're going to go on these pills and all of this because with all the negativity, all the doom and gloom, you got to combat it with some positivity. You got to combat it with working on yourself. If you want to change the world, start with yourself. I don't know where I heard that, but I heard that somewhere and it stuck in my head. If you want to change the world, start with yourself. So it takes consistency and commitment to maintain health. Consistency and commitment. These people who do these diets, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, sure, you can lose weight, sure. And then as soon as you stop eating like that and go back to eating the way you were eating before, guess what? Weight comes right back on. You just got to get used to eating healthy. I mean, here's my personal experience. I ate crap food for a lot of years. I ate pork for a lot of years. I used to love bacon. I haven't had bacon in 7 years, 6 years, 7 years. I don't know how long it's been. It's been years since I've had any pork. And I used to love pork. And when I quit eating pork, started feeling better. And for the first year or two, I remember for the first year or two, when I quit eating bacon, if I smelled bacon, I was like, oh, that smells so good. I'd love to have a BLT right now. But over time, after about 3 or 4 years, if I smell bacon now, it smells gross to me. I'm like, bacon, So, over time, when you put these habits into place in your life day after day, they change, everything about you. They really do. Like, I can't imagine not going to the gym. Like, even when I do take my 1 day off during the week, I don't feel right. It feels like I didn't brush my teeth or I didn't take a shower. Something's off the 1 day off I take from the gym. But when I first started, I felt so uncomfortable. I went in the gym. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't want to bother anybody. And, it's kind of intimidating when you go into the gym and you don't know what you're doing. You don't even know what you want to do. And I started just doing some push-ups and dips because I knew how to do those. And then I'd see people doing different workouts and thought, okay, I can do dumbbell presses, and I can do curls, and I can do pull-ups, and I can run on a treadmill. And then I put a routine together. And that's my routine I do every single day. Sit-ups. I don't do dips anymore. I got a shoulder injury right now, so I had to readjust my workout to compensate for my injury till it heals. So mental and physical health must be worked on proactively. You have to make the effort to be healthy. You just aren't naturally healthy. I mean, eating healthy is a good start. I mean, with limited exercise, if you just want to eat healthy and just walk around your neighborhood, go on a walk every day, it's a start. But as you get older, you really need to put in some type of physical regimen, some type of exercise routine. Somebody told me when you hit 40, you need to start lifting weights because the body started for men. When men hit 40, they need to start lifting weights. The body stops producing testosterone. It starts, the cardiovascular system starts declining. Everything starts shrinking. So you need at 40 to start lifting weights. And that's about when I started. I was about 39 or 40 when I started this. So, let's see. You must get fresh air, exercise, read, and eat. How hard is that? How hard is it to get some fresh air every day? Even if it's cold. Even when it's cold, I still go outside, watch the sunrise, watch the sunset, breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth. And that's another thing. Little things like that. Let me explain something to you. The brain runs off of oxygen. If you starve the brain of oxygen for 3 minutes, you will lose consciousness. Your heart won't stop. Your blood don't stop. Nothing stops. The brain will shut down with 3 minutes of not breathing oxygen. And here's the thing with oxygen. When you breathe through your mouth, that oxygen don't go directly to your lungs. It gets dispersed all through your upper body, into your stomach and all of that, because your mouth is for eating. Your nose is for breathing. So when you breathe through your nose, you're getting a concentrated supply of oxygen to the brain where it's supposed to go and straight down into the lungs like it's supposed to go. So little things like that. Joe Rogan calls some people mouth breathers. You've ever heard that term? He's a mouth breather. It means you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain if you're breathing through your mouth. Little things. Start breathing through your nose as much as possible. Fresh air, diet, exercise. So you can't eat crap food, be lazy, take Ozempic, and be healthy. I mean, you might be skinny, doesn't mean you're healthy. There are a lot of people who are meth addicts who are skinny. They are not healthy, not at all, and we all know this. So, don't look at, and some people, Samoans, some Hawaiians, some people just come from big families that have big bones. You're meant to be kind of husky, kind of big. Doesn't mean you're not healthy. Now, if you're obese, that's different. There's a difference between being obese and sloppy versus just being husky or broad. So, I guess my video is going to let me play this time. We're at 22 minutes. It cut off twice. So, we're going to get into this real quick before I get into the Bible. We close every show with a Bible verse. And we're going to talk about, for years, weight loss has been a money-making gimmick. Money-making. In the 80s, I remember bulimia was big in the 80s. I remember these girls would binge eat and then throw it all up, induce vomiting. And here's what it is. I looked at this. So when bulimia was big in the 80s, it got like national attention when Karen Carpenter, which I don't even know who, she's a celebrity. I'm not sure who she was, but she died from bulimia. And public awareness greatly increased. Well, bulimia is a serious, potentially life-threatening mental health eating disorder. So it starts in the mind, and then the mind tricks you into thinking you're fat, and you're not fat. And you eat and you throw it out, all up. And you deprive yourself of nutrients, and you can actually die from it. So I just want everyone to know, I do these shows. This one is to just bring awareness to what's going on with our nation, with our government, with these pharmaceutical companies, the psychological warfare, the emotional warfare, and chemical warfare. I would say all of these pills being forced on us, prescribed to us, all the opiates, all of the opiates, I would call that chemical warfare. Fentanyl, that's chemical warfare. I mean, they are giving you chemicals that will kill you. Fentanyl kills you. Opioids kill you. This is chemical warfare. And we all know about the psychological warfare. We see what's going on. We all know about the emotional warfare. We see what's going on with that, emotional blackmail. So I encourage and implore everyone, start taking care of yourself. Don't trust your government. Don't trust Walgreens. Don't trust CVS. Don't even trust your doctor. You don't know who he is. You don't know his health habits. Are you gonna take advice on how to get sober from someone who smokes crack every day? Think about that. Are you going to take advice from someone on how to stop drinking when they're drinking a 12 pack of beer every day? Would you take advice from someone who drinks beer on telling you on how to stop drinking beer? So look at your doctor. When you go to the doctor, look at him. Ask yourself, is this guy healthy? Is he have discipline, self-control? Or did he just read some books and memorize some stuff and he's got a piece of paper hanging on his wall that says he can tell you how to maintain your health? Because we have a country where we have all these psychologists, we have all these therapists, we have all these doctors that are convinced because they went to school, read some books, memorized some information, passed some tests, and got a piece of paper hanging on their wall. They have convinced themselves that they are smarter than you, better than you, and can tell you what to do with your life. You're smart enough to do this without those people. You can read, you can eat healthy food, you can exercise. You don't need somebody to tell you that, and you definitely don't need pills. So, we're still in Proverbs. So, let's go with Proverbs 27. Let's go with 27:19. As in water, face reflects face, so the heart of man reflects man. And let me tell you what that means. We are all flesh and bones, every one of us. It is our personality, it is our spirit that defines us. It's what's under the surface that people see. I remember being younger and I saw some beautiful women and I would talk to them for 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes she made herself so ugly. I was like, why did I go talk to her? Because just because it's pretty on the outside don't mean it's pretty on the inside. And that shows. Your attitude, your demeanor, your intent all shows. You can't hide that. I mean, you can put on all the makeup, you can put on all the fake eyelashes, the lipstick, you can put on the nicest suits, the most expensive watches, you can do your hair with the greatest products there is, you can get facials and all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, if you put an Armani suit on a piece of crap, it's still a piece of crap. So don't be a piece of crap in an Armani suit. Take care of yourself. So, as always, like I said, I make these videos because I do a lot of reporting on negative, nasty, evil stuff. The child sex trafficking, the corruption, the death of our service members, the U.S. military, which is very takes a toll on an empathist, someone who feels compassion, someone who has feelings still. I'm not a sociopath like much of our society. If you noticed, most of our society are sociopaths. They are empty, void of all feelings. They can go through the motions and say, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. Oh, that sucks. They can say things like that, but they feel absolutely nothing. These people are empty, just bags of flesh. And I feel sorry for them. I really do. So, thank you everyone for your time, your attention. I ask that you please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Share these videos, and I will see you tomorrow.